Now let's talk about the control switch panels on this boat. The 407 Cuddy has two 9-position panels. There's one to the port side of the Yamaha Command Link display, and the other is another 9-position panel that's on the starboard side of the Command Link display. The switches that are installed in these two panels control all of the accessories that are installed on this boat. You'll note that the 3 bilge pump switches are on the port side of the switch panel. The upper switch controls bilge pump number 1, which is the one in the cabin. When the pump's in the manual mode, the red telltale light comes on. Pumps 2 and 3 are the bilge pumps that are in the aft bilge. Once again, the red telltale light comes on when they're in the manual mode. Keep in mind that the automatic mode for these pumps is always energized. With that being the case, you'll always have a red light when the pump's running, be it in automatic or manual mode. If the light doesn't go off when you switch from one mode to the other, that means that there's water in the bilge and you'll need to find its source. The port switch panel also has a switch labeled macerator. This operates a pump that evacuates water from the starboard fish box in the aft cockpit. A red light will illuminate when you turn on this macerator pump. The next switch to look at is the parallel switch. It's a momentary switch that allows the batteries to be paralleled. You must hold it for as long as you'd like the batteries to be tied together. The parallel switch comes in handy if you should ever find that you have a dead battery. Let's say you're out on the hook for the day and you've used your battery power for lights, pumps, everything except starting the motors. If you'd like to have some extra power to start the motors, simply press the parallel button as you're trying to start the motor. That will jump the batteries together and allow you to get the engine started. The remainder of the switches on this port switch panel on this particular boat are dedicated to aftermarket installations for accessories or spares that you'd like to use for things that are going to be installed along with your electronics. Now let's talk about the switches on the 9-position switch panel that's to starboard of the Yamaha Command Link display. Your navigation lights are turned on by pressing the nav light button on the switch panel. The blue telltale ring will come on when activated. This will activate the red and green running lights, as well as the lights that are on the anchor light mast. There is a masthead light and a stern light that shines aft. If you decide that you'd like to anchor at night, you'll need to turn on your anchor light. Just below the nav light switch, there's an anchor light switch. This will illuminate a 360-degree masthead light that will allow others to know that you're at anchor. The hardtop lights are 4-color. They are energized by pressing the button 4 times to get the various colors. Spreader lights are 3-color. Once is for white, twice is for red, and 3 times for blue. The cockpit lights are 4-color. You'll press once for white, twice for red, the 3rd time they'll be blue, and the 4th time they'll be violet. Next is the cabin light switch. This switch will turn a courtesy light in the cabin on for when transiting forward with all the lights in the cabin off. It's very handy when you're out at night. Next we have a switch for the windlass. This kills the windlass circuit. We'll explain more about the windlass and its operation in another chapter. But to use the windlass, you'll need to turn this switch on. There are a number of switches open for adding accessories or electronics installations. The trim tab control is located between the throttle and the steering wheel. Trim tabs control the attitude of the boat. They'll make the bow go up or down. This boat is equipped with the Bennett XPT trim tab system. To operate the tabs, you simply press the down buttons. The red lights on either side of the buttons show you how far down the tabs have gone. If you would like to adjust the level of light on the control panel, simply touch the moon or the sun button to dim or brighten the light. To bring the tabs back up, you press the two buttons that say up. If the tabs are in the down position when you turn off the ignition, they will automatically retract. This is very handy when you're going onto a lift or getting picked up by a forklift.